Just when you think Hollywood couldn't hit a new low, a bunch of degenerates from Hollywood said, "Hold my beer. We are about to do one of the most disgusting, inconceivably horrible things that we have done yet in our industry." And this story that we're going to be talking about is beyond insane, and it involves the chick that you see on screen right now, Cynthia Erizo, who played the Wicked Witch in the new Wicked film that came out last year. But now we have this chick right here who was getting roasted to high heaven for just how cringe she was during the entire publicity run for the Wicked film. She is now going to be playing none other than Jesus. Black queer actress Cynthia Erizo cast as Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm just saying, I would not want to be anywhere near that set. I would be waiting for the lightning to strike, man. This whole thing is absolutely insane. I cannot believe what Hollywood is doing here, but this is exactly what Hollywood does, and they do this time and time again, where they will take any opportunity that they can to mock Christianity, to, of course, make fun of it, to throw any sort of dirt at Christianity that they can, and that is exactly what they are doing here. This has nothing to do. This reminds me so much of like the whole Last Supper thing that they did at the Olympics last year. That's exactly what this reminds me of. And yet we see this type of crap happening all the time from these degenerates that want to do anything they can to try to tarnish Christianity. And well, that's not exactly how that works. You can do crap like this, and well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Christ is still Lord, and you are still going to be bending the knee to him one day, whether you like it or not. So this whole thing is absolutely insane. We're going to be getting into all of the nonsense here. Black queer actress Cynthia Erizo will play I can't this is just insane. Will play Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. This chick right here. This is Jesus, guys.
All right. Y'all see it, right? Liberals gone wild again. Up to their same old little silly little tricks, right? But with that being said, all praise to the Heavenly Father, the Most High Yah, in the name of our Lord and Savior. Some of y'all say Yahusha, some of y'all say Yahweh Shai, some of y'all say Jesus. All right, so you see, what are they doing? Once again, they use a black face to put in front of a liberal agenda. This time they're using Cynthia Erizo, right? And what it is, they're going to sit here and have this black queer, you know what I'm saying, woman to play Jesus in this little Hollywood production. Let's go look at our article. We're going to pick this up on ABC News, and we see Cynthia Erizo will star as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. Cynthia Erizo is taking on another musical for her next role. On Tuesday, it was announced that the Wicked star, okay, so she played a witch, okay, and three-time Oscar nominee will play Jesus in the upcoming Hollywood Bowl production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Jesus Christ Superstar. The Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winners' performance at the iconic Los Angeles venue will take place between August the 1st through August the 3rd. Jesus Christ Superstar, which features lyrics by Tim Rice and music by Webber, is a rock opera about Jesus Christ's final days, according to a press release. It focuses on the complex relationship between Jesus and his disciple turned betrayer, Judas Iscariot. The press release continues. Songs that are featured in the musical include Superstar, Gethsemane, and I Don't Know How to Love Him. The upcoming summer production of the cultural phenomenon at the Hollywood Bowl will be led by Sergio Trujillo, who will direct and choreograph, and Stephen Oremus, who will serve as musical director and conductor. It will also be produced in association with Neil Miron and Robert Greenblatt. We're going to remember those two names. All right, so next, let's go to X. And I want y'all to see over here. John K. Amanchuku or whatever, with all due respect and humbly submitted, Cynthia Erizo is too bald, brown, and BI to play, I guess that's being black, to play Jesus. Casting a woman as Jesus Christ in an intentional form of blasphemy that Hollywood would be fuming over if done to certain other religions, right? Okay, someone else says, yes, a black lesbian Cynthia Erizo playing Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar is incredibly blasphemous, but the whole rock opera was blasphemous to begin with. Here's a review in 90 seconds. You see where Melanie King says, Hollywood is demonic and evil. Cynthia Erizo is disgusting, and so is everyone else who is part of this. Alexandra Lanes, Christianity seems to be the only religion that's never off limits for Hollywood to disrespect. Cynthia Erizo, a black woman as Jesus Christ? Please stop with the lunacy. The Austin Conservative. The Hollywood Bowl hired Cynthia Erizo, a woman who identified as queer, to portray Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar. These people are absurd. Spirit Coco Twitter. Cynthia Erizo, a queer bisexual woman, is set to play the role of Jesus Christ in a famous rock opera at the Hollywood Bowl this summer. The LGBTQ plus actress is widely known for her role in the movie Wicked. Ollie London. Cynthia Erizo cast to play Jesus Christ in the Hollywood Bowl's Jesus Christ Superstar. Would she be allowed to mock another religion? All right, but here's the one that I really want y'all to see. From that girl, Casey. Cynthia Erizo has been casted to play Jesus. As bad as she is, she's not the problem. This is Bernard Telsey, owner of the casting company who picked her for the role. Jews continue to disrespect the Lord out of hate. Everyone turned a blind eye again to the problem. Wake up. And as you can see, A Life in the Theater, Bernard Telsey. I started doing theater in day camp, Jewish day camp in Elmont, Long Island, the summer after 6th grade. So now we'll go to another post, the Gentile News Network, and you see, it says, for those asking, casting was done by Telsey Office, ran by Bernard Telsey, who's Jewish, and co-produced by Robert Greenblatt. All right, so next let's go to and look up Robert Greenblatt. Okay, he says he's an American television executive, former chairman of NBC Entertainment, and former chairman of Warner Media Entertainment. He who has since launched his production company, The Green Room, right? Greenblatt was born and raised in Rockford, Illinois, USA. And I'm starting to see a lot of these guys, you go to Wikipedia, and you're not seeing whether or not they're Jewish or not because they're not listing it on here, right? It just says he's born and raised in Rockford, Illinois. He was raised Catholic and attended Boylan Catholic High School. He earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Management from the University of Illinois and a Master of Arts in Administration from the University of Wisconsin's Madison School of Business. He also earned a Fine Arts from the USC School of Cinema and Television Peter Stark Producing Program, right? When we get down to his personal life, you see, Greenblatt is the first and only openly gay broadcast TV president. Next, let's go to Neil Meron. Neil Meron is an American film producer known for producing the film adaptations of Chicago and Hairspray. With partner Craig Zidane, he ran the production company Storyline Entertainment until Zidane's death in 2018. Meron continues to run the company. Meron, born in Brooklyn, New York, attended Samuel J. Tilden High School in the same borough and Brooklyn College, graduating in 1976. He is Jewish. We go type in Neil Meron again, and guess what we see? Yes, Neil Meron is openly gay. He is a film and television producer who has worked with his partner Craig Zidane. Life and career. He is Jewish. He became Zidane's assistant with the duo working for Joseph Pop at the Public Theater in the 70s. They formed the production company Storyline Entertainment, producing films and television features. He is openly gay. So now that we know about these other people involved, now let's go back and look at Cynthia Erizo, okay? Erizo was born on January 8th, 1987 to Nigerian immigrant parents in Stockwell, London, England, okay? So these were immigrants. These ain't people that got put on the slave ships and carried over there, right? Her mother, Edith, was 15 years old when the Nigerian Civil War broke out, with Erizo saying that she's not necessarily a refugee, but her home was ravaged and they were on the run to find safety. So she very well could have been, you know what I'm saying, a Hebrew. We don't know, but she could also very well be a Hamite, okay? Both of Erizo's parents arrived in the UK in their early 20s, and they separated when she was very young. Following this, she and her younger sister Stephanie was raised by their mother, a nurse. They were disowned by their father when Erizo was 16, and she remains estranged from him. She named her production company Edith's Daughter as a tribute to her mother. Erizo attended La Retraite Roman Catholic Girls' School in Clapham Park. As a child, she had roles in Brecht's Caucasian Chalk Circle and later appeared on television in Trust Me, I'm a Teenager. Okay, so we see she went to a Roman Catholic school. So another thing that was brought to my attention by my family, you know what I'm saying, is that this Cynthia Erizo, you know, is a British actress, you know what I'm saying, and she faced a backlash due to, you know, her getting that Harriet role, you know, in the movie about Harriet Tubman, right? And so what you're seeing here is a trend, because Lorenz Tate even talked about it. Matter of fact, let me show you a little clip what he's talking about.
The black actor, American actor, I feel like there's been a decline.
The British invasion.
The British invasion has taken over. The days of you guys, like you, Morshell, like the guys I mentioned, are far in between. Like, but you guys are still doing it. But I don't see the next like rendition of the black male actor because of the British invasion. What are your thoughts?
Listen, I don't look at it as a competition. I look at the collective. Okay. So, you know, there's brothers who are doing it, whether they're doing it here in America, whether they're doing it, you know, over from the UK or even from the mother continent, Africa. I'm cool with whatever it's going to be. But I feel like Hollywood believes there's more value in British black actors than they do black actors. And I think a part of it goes into that, oh, they have an audience over there. So they translate internationally, going back to that, what I think is, you know, a hoax that we don't sell or we're not valuable. So I think they put that in the mix. And also I just think Hollywood is just in love with the UK and all things, you know, British. And so I feel like the black American actor is, you know, I see what that decline is, but you know, we here.
You're here, yeah. Y'all are here.
All right. So back to the article, what we see is this British actress, Cynthia Erizo, faces Harriet backlash due to past tweets mocking black Americans, right? Earlier this week, the first trailer was released for Harriet, the upcoming movie about abolitionist Harriet Tubman, starring Cynthia Erizo, leaving many anticipating the release of the film. But shortly thereafter, critics questioned if it was wise to hire a British actress to play such a monumental figure in African-American history. According to MovieWeb, the controversy is not new. It initially started in September 2018 when producers first announced the decision to cast Erizo. But now that the teaser for the film has gotten audiences buzzing, that debate has been reinvigorated. Naysayers believe that since Tubman was born into slavery in America and was an abolitionist who fought to free others from that very American-specific plight, it would have been more culturally sensitive to choose an American descendant of slaves to play her rather than someone from England. The acronym ADOS, okay, is what some people are using now, but we know these are Israelites. We are the Israelites. You know what I mean? You need to quit with all these other little names and all these other identities that everybody wants to put on us, right? We went from blacks to coloreds, and you know what I mean? And African Americans, and now African American descendants of slavery, right? But anyway, the acronym ADOS used in many of these posts stands for American Descendants of Slavery, which, according to ADOS 101, the hashtag seeks to reclaim, restore the critical national character of the African American identity and experience when it's their Israelite American identity, one grounded in one group's unique lineage, and which is central to our continued struggle for social and economic justice in the United States, right? Cynthia Erizo should have never been given the role of Harriet Tubman. She disrespected ADOS lineage, culture, heritage. Disgusting someone who hates us gets to play us. So you see, you had a lot of people that was upset with her back then for playing this role, you know what I mean, of what happened with us here in slavery in America, right? So when you start looking into this stuff and you start, you know, seeing, oh, is this why, once again, they're bringing foreigners, right, that are not even from here to portray us in their movies? Is it because they don't want us, you know what I mean, being in these movies and then being given a platform in which now we can turn around and use those platforms and say, we are the true Israelites. And then start, you know, pushing that out. And now they got a whole another thing, you know, like with Nick Cannon and Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, you know, this is what they don't want, you know what I'm saying? So the bottom line, are they bringing all these different foreigners, you know, that's portraying themselves to be one of us when they ain't like us.
I gotta hand it to you kids, finding that missing armored car after all these years. But who are these two?
Don't you recognize them, Sheriff?
Why, it's Zeb and Zeke.
They were the ones that hijacked the armored car and sunk it in the swamp.
All right, so now as you can see, when we look at, you know, the culprit, you know, the queer black woman who's the face of all this, but we look at who's behind her, it's a bunch of queer, Jewish, and Catholic men. This is what we talked about, how these liberals are always, you know what I'm saying, pushing people to the forefront, right? And they use black faces to push their liberal white agendas, right? Remember what Malcolm X told us? Let's go check this out.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to, but the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling, and you take him for a friend.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Now, y'all also remember, I done a video probably a couple months ago, and they kicked me off of YouTube because I was talking about, you know, the liberal agenda using black faces, right? This was the video. Now you can see that video over on Rumble, right? But they kicked me off for basically exposing that this is what they do, using black faces to push liberal agendas. Next, let's go 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 19, right? And this is what it says. While they promised them liberty, okay? So anytime somebody's promising you liberty, freedom, telling you can do whatever you want to do, really that's Satanism. Remember, Satanism is do as thou wilt, that shall be the whole of the law. You know, you do whatever you want to, right? But while they promise you liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same as he brought in bondage. So you see, this is what you see with these Jewish people who went out here, and this gay Catholic man, you know what I mean, who himself might be Jewish, because his name Greenblatt sounds like a Jewish name. But anyway, but they went out and found a gay, queer black woman, and now threw her up here, you know what I'm saying? So that all the conservatives will get all hot and bothered, you know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, she ain't supposed to do this. She ain't supposed to do that. And you know, da-da-da-da-da. And how could they do this, right? But see, what did they do? They pushed the black face out here, right? And not even an African American, you know what I'm saying? When the truth of the matter is, we are the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? But they have put somebody who come over here, you know what I'm saying, who's from Nigeria, you know what I mean, or basically a Nigerian. We just don't know whether or not she's really Israelite or whether she's a Hamite, you know what I'm saying, but possibly put a Hamite out here so that they could get, you know, conservative white America stirred up about how they're portraying Jesus in this play, right? Now, needless to say, what we as Hebrew Israelites been saying, you know, when we say about Jesus and his true identity, guess what everybody was saying? Oh, it doesn't matter, right? You got Christians all over the place. Anytime you say that Jesus has hair like wool, and skin as bronze as brass burned in the fire, right? Then everybody's like, oh, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what is everybody hot and bothered for now? You see what I'm saying? You see how if somebody comes in and portrays Jesus in a negative light, and sets another different image, right? Now the bottom line is, now her just being black and you have her portraying Jesus, you know what I'm saying? At least they getting the skin color right? But the truth of the matter is, this is what happened with Christianity as a whole, right? They came in and took an image of a homosexual. You see what I'm saying? This time they're using a queer woman. But when you start talking about Cesar Borgia, right? Before I butcher his name up, let's go look him up. All right, so what we're on tumblr.com, and what you see, it says white Jesus model on Cesare Borgia, right? The theory is that people were generally not too enthusiastic about the Catholic Church regular massacres of Jews and Muslims because the people they were killing looked like Jesus. Pope Alexander VI then ordered the destruction of all art depicting a Semitic Jesus and commissioned a number of paintings depicting a Caucasian Jesus. His son, Cardinal Cesare Borgia, was the model for these paintings. Thus, the nastiest of all the Borgias became the iconic Caucasian Jesus, so loved by Christians today. Right, next, we go to labrujulaverde.com. LABRUJULAVERDE.com, right? And then you see what it says. Cesar Borgia, Machiavelli's model for the Renaissance prince and alleged inspiration for Leonardo's Face of Christ. In fact, Cesar Borgia's relationship with art was a truly curious chapter. Some authors believe that he was not only the model for the prince, but also that his facial features were used by many contemporary artists for the face of Christ. Until then, Christian iconography had represented Jesus in various ways, from the initial beardless Moscophorus, which persisted until the Middle Ages, to the bearded and long-haired Jesus that became popular later due to inspiration from the Syrian-Palestinian region, transitioning from a majestic attitude to a more human one that was introduced in the Renaissance. And according to some, it was Leonardo who was responsible. In 1502, Da Vinci had left the patronage of Ludovico Sforza of Milan to put himself under the patronage of Cesare, who was interested in his military inventions and, as the story goes, in him inventing an undetectable poison, a favorable method in medieval and Renaissance Italy for getting rid of enemies or troublesome individuals. Legend has it that the two of them became lovers, but there are so many stories surrounding the Borgias that this is just one more. What interests us here is that this love affair would have Leonardo to paint a Christ with the face of Borgia, the famous Salvator Mundi, and Borgia's father, Pope Alexander VI, would have been responsible for its dissemination. The same legend says that Michelangelo, jealous of Leonardo, adopted the same aesthetic canon of a clearly white Christ, far removed from the Semitic appearance of earlier times, laying the foundations for a new iconography. What you see here now is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. All right? When we go look up the term ruddy, what do we see? A word used to refer to a red or fair complexion in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews, right? So according to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, the Hebrews had dark skin. And we know that Jesus, Yahusha, Yahawashai, was a Hebrew Israelite. Oh, how ironic. See, it matters when they have a black queer woman playing the role of Jesus, you see, because it messes with everybody's image of what, Jesus looked like, because of all of the images that we've been taught from the time we all were children, right? But now, you see what I'm saying? They, when we go and actually look into it and we start realizing that, wait a minute, the Hebrews, were people of color. And you know what I'm saying? They were dark skinned according to Zondervan Bible Dictionary. So the bottom line is, these Jewish men and these homosexual gay men that are using, this queer woman, to portray Jesus, at least the one thing, they got the skin color right, But, everybody thinks that the Hebrew Israelites are being racist when they, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why are y'all upset about it now? You see what I'm saying? Now, am I in support of some black queer woman, playing Christ? Absolutely not. You see what I'm saying? She ain't got no business doing that. But, and again, she letting these Jewish people put her out here that makes black women, you know what I mean? And she ain't even from here. You see what I'm saying? Look bad. But this is why that's why we keep trying to tell all you black women, these liberals be using you, right? They will use you. These homosexual men will use you, to push forward their agendas because they are fighting against white heterosexual men, right? And so the bottom line is they push a liberal agenda where they start telling women, white or black, that you don't have to submit, to a husband or any of that. You can be who you want to. You can go in, you can preach, in the pulpit. You can be whatever you want to do. You see what I'm saying? And you can even portray Christ in a feature, play, musical, or whatever they call themselves calling it. This is the world we live in. But guess what? All things are being exposed. All things are being manifested. You see what I'm saying? Everybody better get their understanding correct, because the Most High is about to send his son back. And when he comes back, he ain't going to be a queer black woman. He's going to be the Lion from the tribe of Judah. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Till we meet again, the Most High bless you. Shalom.